All right, guys, welcome back to another edition of Beat the Casinos, powered by Incredible Events DFW.net. I am your host, Solomon the Great, and normally I must first start off by apologizing. Normally I pan out where you can see how debonair and dapper that I'm dressed and all of that good stuff. But today I am actually riding solo. So I'm using the selfie stick, selfie station thing today. So I figure it'd be easier just to pan onto the felt and kind of going from there. Sorry guys, it's been a while since we produced more videos. I've been dealing with a family health emergency and we've kind of been dealing with that. Thank you all for your thoughts and prayers in regards to this treatment plan that we're going through. And we are hoping to get back on track here shortly. But in the meantime, let's continue on where we left off. In our last video, if you watched, we were showing the betting strategy that we normally do, that I normally do when I go play craps. And if you notice, we did across for the player, and then after we got up to 3 units per number, then we put the dealers up, but we immediately went out. Now, normally when I go, we'll take the same example. Say we start with the 720, which I like to start with, which is a whole stack of green. And then it gives me actually 2 stacks of red like that. See, 2 stacks. And then we'll do a whole stack of white. And I'll explain to you why here in a second. So that's our 720. And let's just say for illustrative purposes, just to skip some of the come out roll and all that this time, we'll just say the point is already established as 9. What we like to do, what I like to do personally, is I like to do 81 across, which is 3 units for the player. And then I immediately like to do $32 across for my dealers. And I explain to you that why here real shortly. Let's say this is a $10 game, and I know it's kind of hard to see, but we're going to do our pass line right here in the corner so you can see that's our unit. Everything else we'll go ahead and put into our rack, and hopefully this will attract a lot more chips to accompany it here very, very shortly. And the reason why I like to do this, and this is coming from a service background myself, I dealt in the casino for many, many years. These guys are professionals at what they do. You gotta understand, a lot of times the working conditions can be hectic. They're dealing with a lot of different people, a lot of different cultures, a lot of different attitudes. And basically they work for tips, they work for gratuity, just no different from a bartender or a waiter or any other type of service industry professional. So what I've noticed from my experience dealing in this game is that when you tip the dealers, in this case, we're gonna put them in the game with us, and it's very important that we say $32 across for the dealers, player control. That is probably the most important. PC, and there's usually a button they'll put here closest to the boxman that will indicate to the security camera and surveillance team that the player is not only controlling the player bets, but they're also controlling the dealer bets. And the reason for that is if we don't control the dealer bets, say for example the 9 hit, what would have to happen is the 9 would come out, then we would pay the 9, and the dealer would have to drop the whole bet. So yeah, they would make $12 for that $5 gratuity bet that we made for them, but the purpose of us doing player control is that they can drop the winnings and keep the game going for themselves. And that's what we want to do. We want to leave this initial gratuity up as long as humanly possible so they can make as much money as possible from our gratuity. It's also a way for us as the player to press their bets where they can still drop tips, but they start making more money per roll. And ultimately, that's what we hope to do. We want to make them as much money as humanly possible while we are playing the game. So we're starting off from the very beginning. $81 across for the player. Point is 9. $32 across for our dealers, including the point, and it's player control. So let's just get our dice. Stickman passes us the dice. We will select today the 6s. Okay, let's go back in the bin, lined up like so. And then, like if you remember from our previous video, I like to set the dice with hard 8 on the top, with the 6s in the front. Now, normally we would shoot all the way to the end of our 12-foot table and try to hit the back wall. But for illustrative purposes and Mr. Selfie Stick here, we're going to shoot this way and hit this wall so you can kind of see how the game progresses. Now, like we were doing in the previous video, I like to lob the dice, so I like to have them together with my 2 end fingers like so. I usually put my my thumb in between the dice, and then what I want to do is I want to lob them to where it hits right past the pass line, but right before it gets to the wall. That way it will hit the wall and stop. We want to try to avoid the gator on the wall as much as possible because that's the randomizer. That's what makes the dice turn and spin. And the least amount of that when dice setting, the better for us. So let's try it out and see how many rolls we get. Okay, so attempt number 1, we hit it and we hit the diamond and it automatically 7'd out. So let's do a mulligan just so we can see what I was saying without hitting the diamond on the rubber. And I know this is, and we could technically clean everything and start over, but just to save time on this video, we'll do it again. So we're gonna lob it. Okay, and this one came up 12 craps. 6, 6, 12 craps. We don't have anything there, nothing in the field, nothing in the horn. So we're gonna keep going. This one here, we lob it. Now we got Yo 11. Typically the horn comes in pairs, as you can see. There's also a field bet winner. Come bets win as well. Nothing there, so we're gonna keep moving. Lob the dice again. Now we got 6 easy. This one, what we're gonna do here, sorry, I rolled the dice over. But we got 6 easy. So what we're gonna do, that 6 pays $21. And then what we're gonna do as the player is we're going to drop $3 and ask the dealer to press both our 6 and our 8 to 30. And typically what they'll do is they'll collect all of those bets, give it to their box, which is here in the middle. But just for illustrative and camera purposes, we'll show you here. And they'll set it here to indicate, the box will indicate that it is $60 there. And then they would place the new bets at $30 a piece for us. And then now that 6 hit, that would pay our dealers $7. And what I like to do is I tell them to drop the $1 cap from their 6 and go ahead and press the dealer up to 12. So now we got 30 on 6 and 8, and now they have $12 on 6. Let's see what else we can get from there, okay? So moving right along, we're gonna lob the dice again, and we got 5, 4, 1. So this one at 3 units also will pay 21. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to a quarter. So for you guys that deal this game, you know, we're gonna take 26 out, cut out 26, take 5 off and give it to the box. So in this case, we'll just stack it up. We're gonna send $11 to us. That's our profit so far. And we'll set the quarter up on our 5. Dealers get $7. We're gonna press them up to $10 and drop $2 more. So far they're up to $3 in tips. And we're gonna continue on, okay? So, set our dice like so, like that. We're gonna roll them. 8 easy, 6 deuce. Okay, so now we're in this color change. We went to $30 on 8, that pays $35. What I like to do is I actually like to drop $25, and don't ask me why. I just like to play aggressive on my 6 and 8. I like to drop $25 and then press both of them together to $60 like so. See, now we're at 60 on 6 and 8. Now 8 was the call, we only have $6 on 8. So same thing like earlier, we're gonna take the cap off of the dealers, put that over there. We got $4 in tips being dropped, and they're up to $12 on 6 and 8. Moving right along, we're gonna keep rolling and see where we can get. Got our hard 8 set with our 6s to the front. We're gonna lob it out. 6 hard, all right, 3, 3. Now, normally we would have something on the hard ways, but because of our camera issue, we're not gonna do the hard ways this time. We're just gonna focus on our across bets. So 60 pays the 90, 60 pays 70. Like so, like that. And we're gonna take them both to 90. So what we're gonna do is take our $10 and get, that's our profits this time. And then we're gonna do a take one, leave one, like so, like that. And stack the rest up. So now the dealers are at $90 on 6 and 8. Now 6 was the call here, so we're gonna do the same thing for the dealers. It pays 14. We're gonna cut out 14. We're gonna take $2 and we're gonna drop it there. That gets them $6 drop. And we're gonna do the same thing. Take one, leave one, takes them to 18 on both 6 and 8. Like so, like that. So let's keep moving. We're on a good roll here. Let's see where we can get to. We shoot the dice. Hey, we got a 4 hard. Now I personally love doing 15 3 units on 4 and 10 simply because within one roll I can get a free buy. So that $15 is gonna pay $27 on my place bet. I'm gonna buy it for a quarter, and then my initial $15 comes back to me plus $1 and profit. So we bought it for a quarter, and we'll do that. Put our buy button on like so, like that. And then the dealers get $9 for their 4. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna press their 4 to $10. And then we're gonna drop the $4. So far, our dealers have made $10 in tips off of our initial $32 investment for them. And we've pressed their bets up as we press us up. Let's keep going and see how far we can get. We got our dice set again. Shoot the dice, 6, easy, 5, 1. This time it didn't come hard, but it's okay. We're gonna do it anyhow. We got that 90 pays 105. And of course, we're gonna press it up again. So what we want to do is we're going to take them both to 120, and typically what I would normally do is I would ask the player to drop you a nickel, just one red like this, and then you got your 120 here, and then you give them $50 there, and then you got 120 on both your 6 and your 8. They pick up their $50 in profits. And we have both built them up gradually together. You see how I like to do my 6 and 8 together? That way it doesn't take twice as many rolls to get to the same point. Okay, so the 6 was the call. We're at $18 for our dealers, and we're gonna keep them in play as well. Now, we can do one or two things. We can drop $3 from us and take them both to 30, or we can use their winnings to press them up. I think that's what I would like to do. I'm gonna leave 6 and 8 at 18, but what I am going to do is I'm going to take the $20 and press the outside. So now we got all of the outside numbers, 4, 5, 9, and 10 pressed up another unit, and they still get a drop of $1. So they're up to $11 in tips. We're up to 120 on 6 and 8. They're still at 18, but they got 15 on 4 and 5 and $10 on 9 and 10. Let's see what else we can get while we're rolling. Let's keep going. We're heating up. 3 craps, ace deuce. There is no horn, no field, so we're going to continue on and move on past that. Let's set our dice like we normally do. Hard 8, big 6, craps 12 to the front. 2 craps, and you see how the horn comes in pairs. This one in ours pays double in the field. Still no field bets, no horn bets, so we're gonna move on. Our 12 craps pays triple on ours. I know still some of the casinos only do double there as well, but we still like to be exciting and do triple. Moving on, Yo 11, that's 3 horn numbers in a row. We probably should have did a horn after that first one, but just for, like I said, camera purposes, we're gonna keep it moving. Looking for a 0.9. Shoot the dice. Hey, 4 hard. All right. So this one, our $25 4 will pay 50. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna drop $2 to keep it bought, and we're gonna press it to 50. So they're gonna give us $50 in profit, and then we go up to 50 on ours. Now some casinos will allow you as the player to buy from them. If they don't, what I recommend is doing, based on your game odds, to do a put bet for your dealers, or press it up to as much as the max will allow if they don't allow put bets. So say for example, this one is 15. This $15 for the dealers will pay 27 as well. What I would do is I would say, okay, let's do a $10 put bet with $25 odds for our dealer, which is kind of like a come bet. We'll have $6 left over. Let's go ahead and press one of the middle ones. So we'll press the 6 up to 24 with our $6, and we'll drop another $1 for them. So they're at $12 in tips, 24 on 6, 18 on 8, and we're shooting again. So we'll set our dice again. We're gonna keep it moving. We're starting to heat up a little bit. We shoot the dice, 6 easy. There we go, good call. 4 deuce. So in this case, we're at 120. you know what we want to do? We want to cut out and go to 150 each. So we're gonna do one. We're gonna cut out 150 for the 6, take $10 off. That's our 150 there, and then you know we got 120 here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this whole stack, drop 2 green for the 8, and then this is our profits as we build both of them up to 150, like so, like that. And I'm just gonna color up to just save space and keep my greens in working order. Okay, so these are the profits for us. Now 6 was the call. It is 24, so it pays 28. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to 30. So we're gonna cut out 30, take 2, give it to our box. So it's 30 for 2. And then what we're gonna do is we're also gonna take $12 off of the 6. That would normally be the dealer's tip. And fix the 8 and take that to 30 as well. As you can see, 25 and 5. So their 6 and 8 both go to 30. And as you can see, they still have $10 to drop. So our dealers are making a little bit of money. They're at a color change now. And they still have dropped $22 in gratuity so far. So at this point, we're starting to change colors for them as well. And we've made a little bit of money. We don't want to count the profits just yet. It's bad luck while you're in the middle of a roll. But as soon as we finish, we'll see where we end up. So let's keep going. We're heating up. Let's see what else we can get. So we got our dice set the way we want them. On line here. 7 out, just like I was saying. 3, 4 out the door, 7 out. So let's see. We take all this away like so, like that. Not bad. A few more rolls would have did better, but hey, what can you say? We'll take the dealer's bets away. Take the players' bets away. Lose our line, and we start over. Now, dealers, we have started them with a $32 tip, and they have made $22 in gratuity that was actually dropped and banked. So, I mean, a few more rolls would have got them even more money, but it was a great start for them. And I guarantee you, just from that action alone, the attitudes and the cooperation from your professionals will be leaps and bounds better than if you just avoided them with gratuity at all. So let's put this back here. Let's see where we made. Remember, we started with 81 across for the player, so we're at 1 1/4. Let's pull all the red and white that we collected, and so like that. And then we have 75, 190, 192. So we more than doubled our money in that exchange, and we were able to put the dealers up where they dropped some tips, and we got our investment back plus what we tipped them. But see how that works? That particular setup, it just makes it better mojo for everyone. They make money, they help us make money, and it's just an enjoyable experience. So I compel you guys the next time you go, put your dealers up. It don't necessarily have to be $32. Ultimately, that saves you on rolls because they don't have to start from $1. But you can do a little $6 player control for them, and I guarantee you they will be most appreciative to make money. Also, too, what I found out in my experience, even at the casinos that I didn't work at, if I played at them, even if I put them up as little as $6, if I'm doing it consistently, when I'm done playing, a lot of times I didn't even have to ask for a comp or a meal. Usually the box man or the floor supervisor would come to me and, hey Solomon, would you like something to eat? And they would just show appreciation of what you've done for their crew. They would offer these things even without you having to ask for them. So just keep that in mind. One hand doesn't wash the other, and we'll continue on this journey here shortly. But once again, we appreciate you guys tuning in to Beat the Casinos. Also, follow us online. We just opened our incredible ceremony center here in Arlington, Texas, finally. We're hoping to book some holiday parties this holiday season, some weddings, things of that nature there. But in the meantime, until we're actually available to book up our calendar, we have a place where I can do the videos on a more regular basis because we have space for the equipment, and we'll have more content coming out for you. And then once we get done with our crap series, we'll move right on to another game, and we'll just keep it on. So you guys stay tuned, like and follow, subscribe, share us with your friends, especially if you guys love the game of craps. We'd love to help you out. If you have any questions or comments, you can email us info, like information, at incredibleevents.com. dfw.net. Also, you can reach us by phone 682-230-5465. Thank you.